Everyone has a story to tell. So what's yours? Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Flash. Today's guest is a social media personality and an NBA insider, CountonVic, aka Victoria Jacobs.
Hi guys, what's up, Johnny?
How you doing?
Good. How are things?
Busy. Things have been busy.
Same.
So how was your day today?
Good. Had some meetings downtown with a few NBA guys who are coming in for the summer for workouts here. Just trying to create some cool content and show that off-season side to things, you know.
So, how did you know you wanted to go into the basketball field of all sports?
Well, my main goal is, I always tell people this, and it's funny. You can call it like finesse, but I basically just really wanted to meet Kobe Bryant. That was my favorite player growing up, growing up a Laker fan. And I just tried to do anything I could, anything in my power to meet this man. And, here we are, 4 years later, after I kind of set my mind to really going into this field, and we met him, so.
So how'd you meet Kobe Bryant?
So it was funny because in 2013, Kobe did a very un-Kobe-like thing, and he made a Twitter. He said he would follow 100 people, and I was one of those people. I was lucky enough to be selected. He tweeted me a few times about D'Antoni, who was the coach at the time. I gained some following from that, so that really, kind of put me on the Laker Twitter map. That was the initial, conversation, the initial e-meet, right? That's what we call it, the internet meetup. And then, earlier this year at All-Star Weekend, we actually got to hang out on a more professional level where, it was his movie premiere coming out, and he had a private screening, and I worked in a few things with his movie PR people to really put the movie out on different platforms, and I was invited to a private screening, and he knew who I was, so that was really cool. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And it was really cool, and it was just Kobe, like one of my old friends, that's what it felt like.
So what would you say is the hardest part about your job?
The hardest part about my job, I think kind of juggling everything and really finding where I'm at right now. I do so many different things. Everyone always asks me, are you with one certain company? Do you, we see you doing traveling, doing different things. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of trying to figure out now, is what I'm really, really good at, and, applying that on a more consistent level, on a daily basis.
So how was your work with Franchise Magazine?
So with Franchise, I worked with them for 2 years, really, put that art aspect of the magazine on the map. It's a beautiful, basketball art-oriented journal. And I'm just really proud of the work we've done. Any player, any brand I've had meetings with, and anyone who actually has a copy in their hands just loves it, And the global reach has been amazing because franchises in Japan and Paris, London, all over the States. So it's been really, really cool to see that come about. Like I said, All-Star Weekend, we basically killed it. We worked with Levi's. We had a party with them. We had this huge project with the NBPA. Shout out to Naveen from the NBPA. Her and I kind of sat down and we said, let's do something cool. And, franchise team and the NBPA, we all came up with this idea to do a really interesting, installation in the players' hotel. So the players have a hotel that they stay at with the NBPA every All-Star Weekend. And it was just a really cool vibe, to see the players in and out and, interacting and doing something a little creative on the side.
So what advice would you give to people that are thinking about going into media?
Media advice. Me? Well, the one thing I would say is, a lot of people in this industry, you always look at, what everyone else is doing, and you kind of try to emulate that or live up to that. I feel like you should, what I did is basically I made my own way. You make your own path. Everyone's path is different, so you can't really compare yourself with someone and say, oh, but they did this better, or, I came up short here. That's not really the way to do it, because, you're kind of holding yourself back at the end of the day. And also I would say just making that, those relationships and making sure that people see you, whether, emails is not everything. You have to really sit down with people and make them remember you, I guess.
So tell us about the Hoodie Melo story.
Oh, the Hoodie Melo story. So last summer, I got connected with Chris Brickley, who's Carmelo Anthony's trainer. I used to train with the Knicks, with the skills coach. And, he has a really interesting story, actually, because he was with them on contract for 5 years. And, a lot of people wanted to, outside of the team, players like Paul George, wanted to train with him. But while you're on contract with one team, you're not allowed to do that. So he kind of left, and he said, I'm just going to make my own thing here. With Melo's support, they created Black Ops Basketball. And, one night, Melo called up Brickley, and he was like, listen, I want to run. And they went to a soccer field by Melo's apartment, and it was raining. He put the hoodie on, and that's how Hoodie Melo happened. That video went viral. And now, a year later, Brickley is at almost 500,000 followers and training the best of the best.
So, last but not least, when you meet all these celebrities and NBA stars, do you feel like it sometimes distracts you from doing your job?
Yes, definitely. I'm better at it now, but it's crazy because like for example, last time we would be in the gym, and I'm Brick is like, oh, can you keep score? So I'm keeping score, and I have this remote thing, right, to keep score, and the score is up on the scoreboard. We'll just let that go.
Yeah, we'll let that go.
We'll let it pass.
We'll let that pass.
This is New York City, everybody. It wouldn't be real if this didn't happen. That's how you know it's real. We're out here. So, yes, I would be keeping score, and, it was 1 point and 2 points. So if you were behind the line, it was a 2-pointer. Anywhere inside the line, it was a 1 point. So, I'm doing this, and I'm trying to, keep up with everyone. And then, Russell Westbrook's like, yo, so what's up? So he's, standing, he's waiting to go back in the game. And, Russ is talking to me, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm just trying to do both things. I'm like, yes, listen, Russell Westbrook, you're going to have to give me a minute. I love you, but, But, yeah, those things happen, and you just got to, be like, okay, this is the moment, and you got to do what you got to do. But, yeah, I kind of scrambled with the remote, and I got the scores right, and everything was fine. But it's funny, because, those guys are very intense, even in the summer, especially Russ. Russ is like, that was a 2-pointer. I'm like, your foot was on the line. How do you say that to Russell Westbrook?
Right.
Just give him the 2 points. But yeah, just stuff like that. But most of these guys are very nice, especially the younger guys that I'm cool with, like D'Angelo Russell and Devin Booker and those guys. They're very, open and sweet. So that's cool.
Well, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey guys, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel here and on my social media.